What are red rooms? Well, that can depend on your interpretation. A strict interpretation says they are hidden websites on the dark web that offer pay-per-view-like services to view and even participate in interactive torture or murder. A more liberal definition is the act of streaming or recording of someone's death that is made for the sole purpose of public consumption. However, skeptics say the reality of red rooms is more hype than horror, and red rooms are often staged, further fueling these dark web myths and urban legends. But is all that about to change? Well, that's what we're here to find out. We investigate several cases from both a strict and liberal point of view to hopefully answer once and for all. Is all this just a hoax and an urban legend, as skeptics would like us to believe? Or is the truth of dark web red rooms beyond surreal? Where can I find a link to a real red room? I'm trying to find the weirdest part of the dark web. Are torture and trafficking sites real? If so, send me a link. Posts like these are written by users each day on dark web forums and chat rooms, by people who are desperately looking for murder, human experiments, torture, and human trafficking websites. These are all things that people have heard are buried in the deepest, darkest corners of the dark web, and will be revealed to them if they just keep digging hard enough. Hollywood and pop culture have not shied away from helping to propagate and glorify the idea that red rooms and the subculture around them are indeed real. In many recent movies and TV shows, you see portrayals of a sinister and sadistic shadowy organization running pay-per-view red rooms for the viewing pleasure of belligerent and bloodlust viewing audiences, willing to pay to watch people being hunted, tortured, and ultimately killed. These modern myths are essentially the snuff film legend retold for the YouTube and streaming era. These red room viewers pay, comment, cheer, and egg on would-be captors and victims in such films as Fear.com, Running Man, Hunger Games, Untraceable, and Unfriended Dark Web. But what drives people to pursue such extreme content? In a 2001 research paper by professors of communication Mary Beth Oliver and Arthur Rainey, they discussed several reasons individuals may generally seek out harmful and malicious content, including fulfilling cathartic and purging needs, making downward social comparisons, maintaining bad moods, and learning information that may ultimately help one deal with negative or unhappy circumstances. In 2014, scientists from the University of Central Florida in Indiana made 120 people watch 3 types of disgusting video clips. They monitored how their reaction differed between 3 types of disgust, which included socio-moral, body product and death, and gore. The study found people exposed to gore showed higher levels of attention. These levels increased as the content became more disgusting. Dr. Rubicon is quoted as concluding from the research that, quote, despite whatever motives encourage the decision to watch or not watch, this study demonstrates that when you are watching entertainment content that introduces specific types of disgust, our bodies react as being disgusted, and we can articulate that we are disgusted by the content. However, we pay more attention once disgust is introduced, and we remember the content with disgust better. making it a smart device for content creators to use in moderation. End of quote. Dr. Rubicon seems to be onto something here, and this does explain one reason why the fascination with red rooms does exist, since as humans, we can't seem to look away or ignore it. In 2015, the A.L.I.C.IA site came online. It was written as if it was an acronym for something that to this day remains unknown. The site had a phrase written in Portuguese that translates to, "Call me, show it live, show your fear and weakness," along with a countdown timer. When the countdown did end, a live stream did begin. But according to Reddit accounts, the streaming video showed nothing, and the audio was that of a mechanical sound in the background. After further investigation, several viewers discovered there was a blank space above the words A.L.I.C.IA, which actually contained a hidden message. Most of it was rambling and seemingly incoherent, but it ended by saying, quote, "And if you look for a long time into the abyss also looks into you." In the end, the A.L.I.C.IA Red Room, while bold and antagonizing, proved to be a hoax. Shortly after the A.L.I.C.IA Red Room came the ISIS Red Room. It too had a countdown timer, and with a heading saying ISIS Red Room, free, brutal, live. The site claimed it had captured several ISIS jihadists and would live stream their death on August 29, 2015. At the end of the countdown, a live stream did begin, showing a man with a bag over his head. After a few minutes, a man walks into the room. The victim is forced to stand up and down, and then has bacon thrown on him. Then the torturer lays out various tools like a hammer and a wrench, at which time the video lags and is disrupted. Then you see a video clip of the victim with what appears to be blood on his hood. After all this, nearly everyone who viewed it considered it to be, yet again, another hoax. Now fast forward to June 2020. Netherlands police discovered a secret torture chamber hidden in a shipping container during the investigation into EncroChat. The torture site was lined with soundproofing material and filled with various torture devices. Officers raided the Wouwse Plantage site on the Dutch-Belgian border on June 22, 2020, which they arrested 6 men suspected of kidnapping and hostage-taking. They found 6 shipping containers, which had been converted into what are believed to be prison cells, as well as a stash of weapons, including pruning shears, pliers, and scalpels. In each of the cells, handcuffs were attached to the ceiling and floor, in order to be able to chain someone standing up with their arms raised according to reports. In addition, the rooms were finished with noise-isolating panels and heat-insulating foil. One of the units also contained a dental chair with straps for feet and arms. More importantly, the containers were also fitted with cameras for remote viewing. Authorities say the investigation began in April 2020, during which officers were able to access an encrypted chat network, EncroChat, to track the group's movements and plans. Potential victims were warned by the police and went into hiding. As a result, and thanks to the permanent closed-caption TV surveillance in and near the warehouse, planned kidnapping, hostage-taking, and other serious violent crimes were prevented. The discovery of the containers followed a series of successful raids by UK and European police based on information from the network, which saw hundreds arrested and more than 27 tons of drugs seized in the UK and the Netherlands. The 6 men who were arrested in relation to the apparent torture site are all from the Netherlands. While these rooms may have just been used to enforce and record drug vendettas between rival gangs, the jury is still out if innocent people were victims and who might have seen these recordings or if they were ever streamed on the dark web, making this an official Dark Web Red Room. The role of social media and suicide or streaming murders is increasingly in the news, associated with such things as online bullying, trolling, and for those looking for voyeuristic fame, or maybe more correctly put, infamy. On April 16, 2017, Easter Sunday, in the 600 block of East 93rd Street in Cleveland's Glenville neighborhood, such an event took place. 74-year-old Robert Godwin was shot to death in cold blood. His attacker, Steve Steffens, filmed a first-person view of the shooting and uploaded it to his Facebook page, where it remained for more than 2 hours and was copied, reposted, and viewed millions of times. Steffens exited his car, approached the victim, and then asked Godwin to say the name of a woman with whom Steffens had been in a romantic relationship with. Steffens then said, "She's the reason why this is about to happen to you," before fatally shooting Godwin.
Found me somebody I'm about to kill. I'm about to kill this guy right here. He's an old dude too. Oh shit. Watch it. Hi. Can you do me a favor? Can you say Joy Lane? What? Can you say Joy Lane? Joy Lane? Yeah. She's the reason why this is about to happen to you. How old are you? Oh man, look. Hey, look.
Facebook said the video was uploaded to its website after the fact, not live streamed as initially reported. In other Facebook posts, Steffens claimed responsibility for 13 murders, but police said they were not aware of any other victims. 2 days later, on April 18th, Steffens pulled into the drive-thru lane of the McDonald's restaurant in Pennsylvania, 100 miles from the location of the shooting. An employee recognized Steffens from the news reports, and after verifying with employees, they provided Steffens with part of his order, but stalled him by stating that his fries were still cooking. During this time, police were called to the restaurant. Police eventually gave chase to Steffens and successfully executed a tactical maneuver to bring his car to a stop. As the police approached Steffens' car, he shot himself in the head and died instantly. Aside from the clear Red Room scams that we've seen, there are some glaring technical roadblocks with Red Room streaming on the dark web. There are limitations of the Tor browser in regards to streaming videos. To retain individuals' privacy, Tor restricts the use of technologies such as JavaScript and Flash that are often used for streaming videos. Now, this does not mean these restrictions cannot be lifted, or you can download a supposed Red Room video versus streaming it, or that a dark web Red Room stream cannot exist outside the Tor network. It is just another piece of evidence in favor of the skeptics who claim Red Rooms are nothing more than an urban legend. While people have streamed random murders online, on Facebook Live and other sites, the official idea of Red Rooms, in which people are kidnapped and tortured for a live audience who pays to view it, has been accepted as false by nearly all cyber experts, and those in the media due to the lack of evidence. Stage videos or outright scam sites that are only looking for people to send them Bitcoin for a future Red Room event that never takes place. Despite all this, dark web streaming Red Rooms continue to be an enduring urban legend among dark web enthusiasts.
So, are Red Rooms a reality? Indeed, there are many websites on the surface web and social media showing snuff videos without payment and random acts of violence being streamed without regard for those impacted, which for some meets the liberal definition of a Red Room. But while mainstream media confirmation of a true dark web Red Room continues to be elusive, there is no denying that the dark web contains many shocking and disturbing pieces of evidence and content. And there is the potential with what many consider to be the ever-growing socially distant and corrosive online society in which we live, that with just one more click, you may come across the first ever Red Room that is Beyond Surreal.
Check out the Dark Web Deacon merch store. We have high-quality t-shirts, accessories, and signature hoodies, of course, and become a true dark web enthusiast and VIP, and support the channel to produce a second season of Beyond Surreal. The merch store link is in the video description below. Thanks for watching, and as always, please like, subscribe, and provide comments, and turn on notifications by clicking the bell in order to check out future videos published twice a week.